Welcome to Lesson 3.5, Multiplication Strategies. This is one of my favorite lessons because I'm going to try to give you some shortcuts. I love shortcuts and I hope you do too. So your I can statement is I can use different strategies for multiplying fractions. We have a variety of ways we can approach these and you get to use what works best for you. So let's look at our first problem. You've seen things like this before. We have a fraction times a whole number, 2/3 of 15, or 2/3 times 15. We learned earlier that we can take 15 and think, well, what is 1/3 of 15? If I take 15 and divide it into thirds, each third is worth 5. So 2 5s is 10. Okay, so that's one way we can do it. Another way is to multiply and then simplify. So if I multiply my numerators and multiply my denominators, so remember that 15 is the same as 15 over 1. That's why it's written like this. So 2 times 15 is 30. 3 times 1 is 3. And then if we simplify 30 divided by 3, or 30 thirds, 3 goes into 30 10 times. So we get the same answer. So that's simply multiplying across the top, multiplying across the bottom, and then simplifying. Now here's something cool. We can simplify first and then multiply. Let me show you what I mean. So if we have that same problem, 2/3 times 15, or 2/3 of 15, one of the things we can do is look at the problem and ask, okay, is there a way that I could simplify first? So if I'm going to multiply my numerators and multiply my denominators, I can see that 3 is a factor of 15. I can take any number on the bottom and any number on the top. It doesn't matter if I'm crisscrossing or if they're right above each other. And I can say, well, 3 can be divided by 3, which would give me 1. 15 can be divided by 3, which gives me 5. Now I can go ahead and multiply. 2 times 5 is 10. 1 times 1 is 1. And 10 over 1 is the same as 10. So no matter which way I do it, I still get the answer of 10. Okay, let's look at this some more. If I first multiply and then simplify, I multiply my numerators, I multiply my denominators, and I would have 15 on top, 120 on the bottom. Then I would have to simplify that. Well, those are some big numbers to work with, but if I divide the top by 15 and the bottom by 15, I would get 1/8. Just trust me on that. If we simplify first, here's what this would look like. As I look at the numbers on the top with the numbers on the bottom, I know that 5 is a factor of 10, 3 is a factor of 12, so I can actually take 3 divided by 3 is 1, 12 divided by 3 is 4. So I'm simplifying first before I multiply. 5/10, and remember, you can mix up these fractions as long as it's a number on top with any number on bottom. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So now when I multiply across the top, I get 1, and then across the bottom, 2 times 4 is 8. And my answer is already simplified. I don't have to try and work with these big numbers. Okay, the shortcut method is basically the same, only I'm going to do my simplifying right away. I'm not going to rewrite the problem over here. So when I look, I see that 2 is a factor of 8, 3 is a factor of 15, 3 divided by 3 is 1. I'm going to divide 15 by 3 also, which gives me 5. 2 divided by 2 is 1. I have to divide 8 by 2, which is 4. multiply my numerators, 1 times 1 is 1, multiplied my denominators, 4 times 5 is 20. My answer is already simplified. Lots to think about, I know. Let's keep practicing. So now I have 10 21sts times 14 25ths. These are big numbers to work with and just multiply. So I'm going to simplify first. Look at the numbers on top and the numbers on the bottom. Right away, I'm noticing that 10 and 25 can both be divided by 5. 5 is a factor of both. So 10 divided by 5 is 2. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Now think, what is a number that goes into both 14 and 21? Well, 7. 14 divided by 7 is 2. 21 divided by 7 is 3. So now 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 5 is 15. And my answer is already simplified. I don't have to multiply these big numbers and then try to simplify at the end. Here's another one. Now we learned earlier, you've got a couple options here. 24 divided into eighths would be 3, and then 3 times 3 is 9. Or you could think of this as 24 over 1, and 8 and 24 can both be divided by 8. And then 3 times 3 is 9. 1 on the bottom times 1 is 1. 9 over 1 is 9. Same thing over here. You could think of this as 60 over 1. Divide 60 and 10, both by 10. And then 6 times 6 is 36. Same here. 35 and 5 can both be divided by 5. And then 4 times 7 is 28. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Sometimes you're not going to be able to simplify both fractions. In this example, I know that 6 and 36 can both be divided by 6. But I can't do anything with 5 and 7. So now I'm going to multiply across the top, multiply the numerators. 1 times 5 is 5. 7 times 6 is 42. Okay, let's look at this problem. A lot of the times we've been going crisscross, but you don't have to crisscross. In this example, 3 and 9 can both be divided by 3, as long as it's a number on top with a number on the bottom that you're working with. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. I can't do anything with the 7 and the 11, so I multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom, and I get 7 33rds. All right, so here are your practice problems. You have 3 of them. I would like you to try to simplify first if you can. All right, I'll see you soon, and we'll practice this some more.